am hopping on today to share with you guys how to create the twist detail on the knot front crop pattern. It's the design I'm wearing right here. So I have my next sample ready to go. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to show you guys how to work the twist. And the next few videos will just show you how I do that, so stay tuned. So before we get started on this version here, I'm going to show you the general look that we're going for on the original sample. So we have sideways knit pieces that kind of twist up and around each other to create the twist front. The construction starts with the back hem, and then you pick up along each side here and there, and then we'll pick up along these edges and then knit upwards from there. Now in the pattern we are getting ready to do the twist row. So we have already completed the back hem and we've picked up the lower fronts here and here. So I've just folded these edges over so you can kind of see what the piece will look like flat. You can see here there's a little bit of decreasing right at the edge of each of the fronts, and there's also a marker through the edge here and also on the other side here. And these are, you're told to place these markers in the pattern to reference during the pickup row so you know where to start or stop picking up stitches. The pattern tells you to start picking up stitches right here, which is just to the left of the live back stitches. I just still have them on the needles here. So you'll begin picking up stitches here along this edge until you reach this marker, and then you'll leave this area open with no stitches picked up. And at that point you will start to work the twist, and I will show that to you next after I've gotten the stitches picked up. I'm all done picking up stitches along this edge of the hem, the front hem, and you can see I stopped right there at the stitch marker that was placed in earlier in the pattern. And you can see here there's a little bit of length where there are no stitches picked up. And also just a quick note, before I got started I placed another stitch marker here before picking up the stitches right after these live back stitches. This is going to be where the side seam is and is referenced later for shaping, so just make sure you place a marker before you begin picking up stitches. You'll see here that I have all of my stitches on a DPN. The pattern calls for it to be on a holder, but DPNs are super convenient, so whatever works for you. And we'll go ahead and get started on the twisting. Alright, so this is the fiddly bit of the pattern. So we have our our lower fronts folded over. So I have this front folded and this one here too. This is the one where we picked up the stitches along the edge. This one has no stitches picked up. And the gist of what we're going to be doing is taking this front, so this one here, crossing it over this one and then back around to get a little twist. And as a quick reminder, that twist will look like this. So taking this front, crossing it over this one, then it comes behind here. Alright, so we are taking the left front, as in the left side when you're looking down at the garment, crossing it over the right front, and then back around behind, and you'll want the right sides of the fabric facing up the whole time, so the knit side of the fabric. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to pop these stitches here onto this needle, so it's kind of like working a cable cross, and then we will work starting from where we had picked up across the needle here. Across all of the stitches, and that is essentially all you will be doing to work the twist. So I'm going to get these stitches transferred over and then show you the next little bit. So the stitches are all on 1 DPN now, and one thing to watch out for is this has a tendency to want to turn around, but just make sure that that right side of the fabric continues to face you as you work across these stitches with your working needle here. And another thing to look out for, make sure that you can see the stitch marker at the edge of the other lower front hem, since this is going to be where you start picking up stitches after you've worked across the stitches on the DPN. So I'm going to work across here. I'll get started on that. So it's a little bit fiddly, as I said, and the stitches are a little bit tight, but just be patient as you work across. And it's, as I said before, a little bit like working a cable. Just work across these stitches, and I'll come back once I've worked across and we're getting ready to pick up for the other side. You can already see that things are starting to look like a twist here. So what we're going to do now is start picking up at this stitch marker. You'll just place your needle with all these stitches on it from the twist just through the stitch right after that stitch marker. And again, it is a little bit tight and fiddly just because there are so many stitches on the needle. They are a bit tight. And just begin picking up stitches as you did across the other side. I was picking up at a rate of about 2 stitches for every 3 rows. So just begin picking up and work all the way until you meet the other end of the back stitches here, and place a marker for the side seam, and you'll be good to work in the round from there. I've just completed picking up stitches along this edge here, place my marker for the beginning of the round, and now the remainder of the garment is just working in the round, typical circular construction. And you can see the twist taking shape here. So once you get past this part here, the rest of the garment is super straightforward, and I hope this video was helpful in getting you to understand the twist construction.